Hello again, and there are things that I still need to talk. Now it's a different story. The subject is drugs. It's a big subject. I don't want to go in detail. Probably in the middle of this conversation I will go into details like always, but I will make sure I'm not going too deep. So I get into drugs, we can say, very early. At the age of 7 and 8, I was already allowed to drink Porto wine, this famous Portuguese wine, liquor, that it's very sweet. I was already allowed to drink like a cálice, we call this in Portuguese. It's a very little cup. Very beautiful. You can see the color of the wine shining if you put it into the light, into the sun, into a candle or a light at home. You will see beautiful colors. So from the age of 7 and 8, I was already allowed to drink that at birthday parties, inside the family, and the New Year's Eve. So at the age of 12, I went to a school. Most of the class, they were all, there was one girl with 19 years old. I was 12, almost 13. And all the others, they were like 23, 25, 27, 8. I think 28 was the oldest one. So they were repeating these micro lizards. Oh, I never saw these micro lizards, only today and here. Beautiful. Thank you, God. So the other one I wanted you to see, the battery went off, and now I saw the second one there, but I don't want to just cut this conversation to make this video about these micro lizards, one of my beautiful favorite animals as well. So I was the youngest in this class, and of course they obliged me to smoke cigarettes, smoke joints, to drink wine, beer, and to steal, anyway, a lot of terrible things. I engage in drugs, and then after that I start to understand how I could use the drug to create artistic things and to write my poetry book that I already published, one of my poetry books, and a lot of other philosophic stuff. So I start to enjoy drugs a lot, and because it was escape place for me to be only by myself, only with the ones that I allowed in my head to be, as well to forget a little bit the struggle that I was having in my parents' house. I'm very sensitive. I was seeing things from very young life, and people was a little bit afraid of me because I was telling truths, and there was no way to find out how I knew that. I could tell things about their lives and about their ways of thinking. And so drugs for me was kind of an excuse to say that I was telling that things because, it was just because I was very crazy on drugs, and especially smoking ones. I was drinking once in a while. Then at the age of between 31 and 33, I understood that I was completely addicted to the smoke. And I found out suddenly that I was addicted because I wanted to stop and I couldn't. I didn't know how, and I didn't know where to find help for that because I was just going on and on and on. It was a moment that I understood that it was ruining, it was ending my life. I was giving up with all my friends. I was only okay if I was all by myself, alone in my van, going to the beach, going to the forest, but always alone. And I didn't know what to do in life anymore. I was really, really in a bad condition, and all because of drugs. Always in my life things happen not by coincidence, so I was healed, and it was the perfect time to end up with all drugs, everything. Because if I wanted to succeed, it had to be clean. No smoking cigarettes, no joints, of course, no alcohol, no meat, dairy, anything. But well, for me this was already okay. But the joints and as well alcohol was kind of a problem to quit. So I know that some of you do life according to a philosophy, a perspective of your own, of yourself, but just let me remind you that on drugs you are away of your mission, you are away of reality. Even though you think you are in the reality, you are in your own reality, but it's not the same reality as it is the real reality. Even people that is not on drugs, they are not often, and sometimes they are really very far away from the real reality. But on drugs it's impossible. So get rid of all the drugs. This is one of the new paradigms, the new thing of this new reality is get cleaner as you can, cleaner with your body and with your mind. No meat, animals, dairy, no drugs, no CO2, and no red spider, so beautiful, and no intervention from controlling media, wherever way. You need to get cleaner as possible, as to join the community in the world. Even though you are not with the people, you are in mind and in the spirit. You are with this new arising, new perspective of new worlds. And this is without drugs. Is to be as clean as possible, as bright as possible, as lighter as possible. And you know, even though after recovery from this problem that I had, I smoked a couple of times. It's kind of a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of mind, because I'm not feeling anymore in this kind perspective like, yeah, life is so cool, it's crazy. It's kind of like, oh, I just want to get rid of this. That I'm like, oh my God, I want just that moment ends. I want to be clean again. And for me, this was very clear that this was a message of the new way of being present. And if you want to accomplish your mission and to be in this world with everybody, and everybody goes into the same perspective of helping this world and this humanity to be wherever it's supposed to be, and it's in relation to God's creation and to the whole beautiful paradise that we are living in. But we are not aware 100% because there's manipulated media, manipulated people, drugs especially, and drugs is a way that a lot of the controllers found that it's a way of controlling a lot of people. You know, sugar as well is a drug. You should avoid sugar, especially white sugar. Avoid completely. You have sugar in fruit, maple syrup or brown sugar, you know, the origin of the sugar, not the white synthetic and elaborated sugar. And as well, elaborated, by talking about elaborated, there's a lot of medicine that you give once and then you need to take it until you die, because it's a drug condition. And this is what I'm talking as well about, medicine being a drug. If you can be completely clean in your body, you will have a clean mind, and it will be the perfect way of being present, and is the only way to accomplish your mission anyway. Is the only way. Listen clearly. And yeah, it's a fashion now that people that took a lot of drugs in the past, especially people that are famous, that are talking about that. And yes, it's true, because now they realized, and because now the drugs are not giving the same perspective, the same craziness to create artistic things, whatever. It's just destroying your mind, your body, your social relations, family relations, any relation that you have with yourself, with the world, with everybody. To have a good conscience, you know, you need to be clean in your heart. And to be clean in your heart, it starts with your mind and with your body being cleaned. And being clean means no drugs. So no drugs at all. And I'm going to make the biggest effort in my life to don't fall again in this very easy way of having drugs, because alcohol is there. You can buy it in a supermarket, you go to a party, everybody's drinking. You go to the disco, a festival, music festival, everybody's drinking. And smoking cannabis, so yes, everybody now is smoking everywhere, and oh, it's cool, and it's kind of not interesting anymore. Okay, thank you for watching.